Corporation here in beautiful Havana, Cuba. This is Wynn. Earlier today, our dear leader, Fidel Castro, and his brave band of patriots marched victoriously into Havana, Cuba. For those of you who have been in a coma for the past 6 years, here's a quick recap of events leading up to and during the revolution. In 1933, the dictator Fulgencio Batista came to power. He retained his power for the next 11 years. In 1944, he gave up the presidency to fair elections. But he decided to run again in 1951. But when a poll showed him in last place, he decided to stage a coup. In 1952, the regime was very unpopular. Widespread civil disobedience was everywhere, including Castro and his revolutionaries' attack on the Moncada barracks. Batista was very unpopular because he put all the country's resources into providing great vacations for rich American businessmen. This left most of the country's citizens in poverty. In 1955, the government was pressured into freeing all political prisoners. Fidel and his friends met up with other revolutionaries in Mexico. They named their movement the 26th of July movement after their attack on the Moncada barracks. Castro and 80 other fellow revolutionaries set sail for Cuba on the 2nd of December, 1956. After they landed, they headed for the Sierra Maestra Mountains in southeastern Cuba. Only about 20 of the original revolutionaries survived the long trek because of numerous governmental attacks. They spent a few months in small groups in the mountains searching for each other. Another revolt by students in the capital city to assassinate Batista took place. A few of the rebels escaped into the jungle into hiding. This further weakened the regime's power. The United States recalled its ambassador to Cuba and stopped supporting the Batista regime in 1957. Revolutionary movements were springing up everywhere in the countryside, aiding Castro and his fellow revolutionaries. Castro's revolutionary forces numbered about 200 when the government decided to launch a massive offensive against the rebels, with 12,000 untrained and poorly armed soldiers. This operation, which lasted from July 11 to August 8, was a massive failure for the Cuban army. In one battle, the rebels destroyed an entire Cuban army battalion. On the 1st of August, the rebels asked for a ceasefire and managed to escape undetected from the mountains by the 8th of August. After Batista's failed offensive, Castro decided to launch an offensive of his own. Coming down from the mountains, hundreds of heavily armed communist rebels won a series of impressive victories at the hands of the governmental forces. Meanwhile, 3 columns under the commands of Che Guevara, Camilo Cienfuegos, and Jaime Vega marched towards the important regional capital of Santa Clara. On December 31st, 1958, 3 rebel columns attacked the city of Santa Clara. 340 rebels successfully defeated an entire army of Batista supporters, 3,900 soldiers with tanks and artillery. When Batista heard the news, he fled to the Dominican Republic. A few days later, Che Guevara and Camilo Cienfuegos entered the capital city of Havana. Castro is just a few days outside the city. Castro is just outside the city. He should be here by evening. I hope there isn't much chaos after the revolution, or even a second civil war. Yes! At last! The 26th of July movement is successful. Castro has promised sweeping reforms and has not changed his words after 6 years of hard fighting. Che Guevara has announced he will travel to other countries to spread the word of the revolution and fight injustice in the Latin American world, wherever that might be. Now, let's go to field reporter Cristian Sanchez and see what he has to say with Che Guevara. Reporting with the National Television Corporation here in Havana, Cuba, this is Rob Burgundy. Che, how does it feel after 6 years of hard fighting to finally have won the capital city?
It feels very good to defeat that president bastard.
Indeed it does, Che. Indeed it does. Che, in a statement earlier this year you stated that you would fight injustice wherever it was in the Latin American world. Is that true?
Yes, it is very true. I said I would spread revolution to all my brothers in different countries.
Now, Che, you see we're very poor here in Havana. What will you do to fix the situation here?
Well, first I'll make sure every man has a working job so they can provide for their families.
Reporting here from Havana, Cuba, this is Rob Burgundy. Stay classy, Havana.